Hey there, Libra Sun, Libra Moon, Libra Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Directed. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. Today we are going to spend a lot of time talking about that eclipse that's happening. It's a new moon eclipse happening in Capricorn. For most of the world, it is happening on the 26th because it happens at 12:13 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the U.S. But if you are in the central time zone of or west of the United States, then it's happening for you on Sunday in the evening. And so I want to take a moment to thank you so much for your likes, your shares, your comments, for helping me to grow my channel, for connecting your energy to mine. It's great. I really appreciate it. It helps me when I do these readings to be able to connect into your energy, and you'll probably find that they resonate a little bit more for you if you have taken the time to connect with me and exchange energy. So I appreciate that. As always, I'd like to suggest that you check out your sun, your moon, and your rising. Your sun sign is the core of you. It is how you value, where you place your values at, and how you view the world. Your moon sign, it's how you react, respond, feel to the energies around you, the interactions with the planets, how other people are working with you. And your rising sign is really important. So if you know the time of day that you were born and the place, then use the calculator that I have in the description box below. And there's other free ones, but just check out a calculator and find out where your rising sign is, because that's how you interact with the world. It's where you meet the world. It's where the sun was on the horizon when you were born. And so it determines your destiny. It helps you to figure out where your houses are and the way forward. And so I really strongly recommend that you take the time to look up all of them and to know them, and also to take the time to oh God, I don't know, to find out what it is. Oh, watch all of them. Got lost for a second there. All right, so as I finish shuffling out these cards, a couple of things. I am running, I keep forgetting to mention this, but I am running that special through December 31st. All of my pre-recorded video readings, you can either purchase them as a gift certificate to give to someone. You can purchase them as a gift certificate for yourself and use it later in the year. You can get it now. So 2020, $20.20. What a deal. I usually charge $30, like $29.99. But I really want to make them affordable because I want to give everybody the opportunity to get the most advice and guidance as possible. We have a big year coming up for us with this 2020, and everything piled up in Capricorn for the year. And you've got this big series of eclipse happening with the South Node there hanging out with Pluto and Saturn and Jupiter, and there's just so many things happening. And so the more advice and information you can get, and I know that when I first started watching videos on YouTube, I found that it was hard to afford the guidance I could get, and so I wanted to give back by making that like that. So it's just something to think about. All right, so this week we have a lot of energy in Sagittarius. We start out with the moon in Sagittarius, and then we have a couple of major events happening with Saturn, not Saturn, but with Jupiter, that rules Sagittarius. And okay, and really? Okay, that is not okay. It might be okay. It's just a lot of cards for the conclusion, but now I can see why. All right, so this energy of expansion, of optimism, of excitement. Okay, so with the eclipse, it's about releasing something so you can plant your seeds of intention for this new cycle that's going to move out over the next 6 to 18 months. So that Sagittarius energy is about what can I release and feel optimistic about what my future is going to hold for me, where we're going from here, how we're going to get there. And so there's that opportunity to really get into that. And then we also have we have Jupiter. Yes, we have Jupiter doing a conjunction with the eclipse. That's huge. It's expanding the energy of this new moon. Like, wow, holy moly, that's like expanding the energy for at least the next year, because that's how long Jupiter is in Capricorn. And then we have Jupiter coming into a conjunction with the Sun on Friday, which is also in Capricorn. And so there's all this Capricorn energy and this expansive and optimistic energy of Sagittarius to go with it and Jupiter to go with it. And so lots happening there. We do have Mercury moving into Capricorn on Friday, and it comes into a square with Chiron over there in Aries on Sunday. And so there's an opportunity for some really tense conversation. So heads up on that. So your overall energy for the week, and Virgo just had this, is this Four of Cups, this missing an opportunity or passing on an opportunity. It kind of depends. And so to clarify that, we have 2 9s. These are ends of cycles. So we have the 9 of Wands, which is you're nearing the end of a cycle. Everybody is. It's the end of the year. This is, I've worked really hard. I'm a little beat up. I've really been pushing hard to get to where I am right now. But hey, look at this. I'm on the top of the mountain. And, you know, you made progress, but it was hard work to get there. We have the 9 of Cups, which is emotional satisfaction. That's excellent. And the Queen of Wands, which is all about orchestrating your life, being large and in charge, and creating. No, in this one's not about creating. This one really represents going after what you want, going for it and getting it done. And so if you're going for it and getting it done, then what is this 9 of Cups, this 4 of Cups doing there, saying you're passing on an opportunity? And so I think that maybe that's going to change. But let's just see what else we get. If I need to, I'll go back and pull some more cards on that if I can't figure this out as we go along. But your overall energy for the course of this eclipse energy that's happening is death and rebirth. So I think it is ending of a cycle to begin a new cycle. We have 2 9s. The Queen of Wands would definitely be something that goes for what they want. And so maybe you're passing on what appears to be a really golden opportunity, but might not be. And I think you might know. And so let's just see what else we get with that. Proceeding softly. My inner power grows in moments of quietude. She's sitting there. She's not in action. When she's ready, she's going to go for it and track it down. So maybe that's why you're passing on the opportunity for now. But maybe not forever. So during the death and rebirth process, there is this breaking down of what doesn't work. Releasing like the leaves falling, right? Like the leaves falling, and then they break down, and there's that quiet of the winter where everything gathers its energy and the nutrients are released into the soil and it fertilizes it for new growth. And it might just be that right now is not the time to go forward. You're nearing the end of a cycle. You've worked really hard to get where you are. There's a sense of emotional satisfaction. And before I go after the next thing on my list, I'm going to sit here and relax and regenerate. I'm not really opposed to that idea. So proceeding softly. My inner power grows in moments of quietude. So it could be that you're also contemplating, what is my next move? What is the next best course of action to take? Which of those 4 cups is actually the one I want to take? And maybe I'm just waiting and deciding if I want to take them. The traditional Rider-Waite, there's 3 that are overturned and 1 that's being offered, and they don't seem to notice it. But here we have 4 opportunities, golden shining there. And maybe it's a moment of deciding which one actually is the one you want. And 2020 is a 4-year foundation, and the fact that it's the 4 might have something to do with that. So let's just see. This is the 9-card spread if you've never been here before. And what it is I do the past, the present, and the future, your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, a little clarifying on it. And then I also signed the Lenormand houses to help me to better understand than what each of the card is trying to tell us, to kind of drill down a little more into the details. And so the center card is the key to the situation. It's the dragon. It's your inner power. It's your inner strength. This is you being you, like stepping into that power. It's really interesting. Libra, it's like, you've had this thing you've been going for, but it seems like it's not been happening for you. And now I think finally you're reaching the part where you are gathering your strength in these moments of quiet in these moments of quietude, in this silence, and this sitting still, in this regeneration process, you're gathering the inner strength and power you're going to need to take the next steps. That doesn't actually stink. Okay, so in the recent past, you were wondering when this situation was going to transform. What do I need to know? How do I make this happen? What information do I need in order to create the transformation? Because this is in the house of the book, which is knowledge. It can be secrets, but this feels like knowledge when it's a transformation. Or some information was revealed to you and it helped to transform a situation. That is a possibility. Creating a sense of inner joy and happiness. Going for what brings the joy is where the transformation comes from. Feeling joyful through the transformation process. So this is in the house of transformation, and we have this whole thing overlaid with this power and this energy of transformation, the birth and the rebirth. Oh, that doesn't even say death. It says birth and rebirth. You know what that says to me? And that card's shown up so many times today. And this is actually the first deck I ever owned. So I've had it like for, over a decade. Birth and rebirth. That says to me that an idea that you had wasn't moving along very quickly. And in the process of sitting and waiting for the right opportunity to happen, for the power and the strength to gather, there's going to be a rebirth of energy, a rebirth of opportunity, a rebirth to go after it. I think you're a little exhausted from getting to this part here of the rebirth. Like it's been a lot of work and you're at this point, and I think it's a new cycle starting that is not changing necessarily all of the elements of whatever this project is, but it's a new fiery energy of the dragon that comes in and breathes fire and light into it, and energizes it and restarts it and ignites it. But there's been this need to let things sit and rest before you get into the cups, before you select the cup and start moving things forward. Really nice. Oh, this card. Sorry. Okay, in the future, listening to your intuition will... So this is intuition. This is guidance from yourself, your higher self, but it's in the arena of thoughts. And so following your intuition instead of overanalyzing a situation, working intuitively from your heart space, going, okay, this feels like the right move. This feels like the right next move. This is, instead of creating like a strategy that's step by step like a chessboard game, this is using your intuition to move instinctively, much like a lion does when they're on the prowl, to accomplish where they're going to get the prey. And so abundance of information and insights are going to be coming to you. It could be coming through your dreams. It could be coming through just thoughts, maybe while you're in the shower, while you're driving. Pay attention to what you're getting and gathering. Keep a journal. Jot things down. Follow your intuition. I don't think it's going to lead you down the wrong path. In the recent past, you've had a lot of anxiety, a lot of doubts, a lot of fears, a lot of things that have kind of stressed you out about what I don't know, why is this not happening? Where should I go? What's my next move? Blah, 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 blah. All those monkey things. Something that you've been afraid of. And you are being emotionally protected around the heart. So, putting a wall around your heart is never anything I would suggest. Being aware and paying attention to what's going on around you, great idea. But I feel like spirit is what's protecting you, especially because it's right here next to the dragon, and that is definitely the protective energy of spirit there. So I think that, okay, so in the recent past, the obstacle has been connecting with spirit. And so spending time in meditation, journaling, because you are an air sign, journaling is a really great way. But sometimes just talking out loud to yourself in the car, in the morning while you're getting ready, talking to yourself in the mirror, talking in the shower, working things out verbally. You start the conversation and you'll just start talking about what you're thinking, what your ideas are, actually saying the words out loud. It's like okay, so people think it's crazy if you have a conversation with yourself. I say it's crazy if you're having a conversation with yourself and you're not paying attention. Have the conversation with yourself, just listen to what you're saying. Because when you start channeling that way, either through written word or through verbally having a conversation, you'll be surprised with the insights that come to you. I don't I don't think I've ever shared this on this channel before. There are times when I have sat up late into the night talking to myself, working out shit, not kidding, going just through it, over it, talking, working, releasing. That is so cathartic for me. I release lots of negative energy that way. I'm like, oh, and by the time I get done, I'm like, okay, now I can sleep. I have figured that out. I've released that. I've forgiven that. I've worked my way through that. I've worked my way past that. It has been very healthy for me. Although I'm pretty sure if anybody was walking by my open window, they would be sure I was talking to somebody or that I was crazy, but that's not it. I was talking literally to my higher self, to my spirit team, working through stuff. And then I would get intuition and insight and guidance. And I'd be like, oh, well, that's why. And then I would just, I can literally 4 hours at a time, when I was really working through some stuff, I would be up late into the night. Like we're talking 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning before I fell asleep. But I was doing deep soul work and it was working. So whatever it is that is the vehicle that allows you to communicate with spirit, don't be afraid of it, you know. And if it helps, you know, when you're talking to yourself in the car, just remember everybody thinks you're on speakerphone. They don't even know. I don't worry about it. Okay, so you are worried about taking it. This is in the area of the action that you're supposed to take now, and it is a risk. Or you view it as a risk. Which is why you feel fearful of it. But the fear is in the past. And honestly, you've got this protection, the power, and the strength of the dragon. The transformation is through having the joy and the fun of the adventure. So then you have a deck of cards that came out in the, oh, wow, and these are amazing. Take the risk. I just want to say, if there is someone that you need to communicate with because you want to tell them how you feel about them, or it's a job opportunity and you need to the risk looks worth it. Because we have the Merlin, which is the alchemy, the balance, the creation. It's the magician. It is creating what it is that you want. It's justice. It's balance. The things that this energy of Saturn, which rules Capricorn, which is ruling the whole entire year, which is ruling this eclipse energy, okay? Saturn is about if you put in the hard work, you get the reward. So if you've been doing the work, you get the reward. If you've been skating, not organizing, not preparing for the next steps, then yeah, okay, maybe the risk isn't something worth taking right this moment, but do the hard work and get yourself ready. Saturn likes organized. Saturn likes disciplined action, repetitive, paying attention, consistently showing up, doing the hard work, step by step by step. Which is often associated with Virgo, but I'm telling you, Saturn is a fan of that. Virgo is about communicating in that way, like the steps. But Capricorn, that's ruled by Saturn, is about actually taking those steps carefully, picking out where's the next way you go. Here we go, here we go. Take that step, take that step. And it's a lot of intuition in it because Capricorn is a goat, a mountain goat, but it has a fishtail. So it's guided by its intuition, and you're being asked to dip into that Capricornian energy, which is somewhere in your chart. Everybody has it. Somewhere in your chart, there's Saturn. The energy of Saturn, where it shows up in your chart, is going to be really important in what arena this is all happening in with this eclipse. I could tell you that in the moon, where it is, if for you, would be in your 4th house of home. But it also will be important where in your chart is Saturn, where in your chart is Capricorn. So it could be happening in a variety of places. And it's only in your 4th house if you're a Capricorn rising. If you're Capricorn sun or Capricorn moon, check out where those things are. Where's that Capricorn? Which house is it in? That'll give you some insight. Where's Saturn? That'll give you some insight into which arena of your life if you don't already know. But I can't think that you don't actually know what they're talking about here. Because it's something you've been worried about making a change in. And so we have, again, gentleness and diplomacy. The deer, moving softly, proceeding softly is important. Proceeding softly. And then we have movement. That is also proceeding softly. It is moving forward. So in the future, this risk, I think you go. I just think you don't run at full tilt. I think you proceed softly. I think you pay attention to the details along the way. I think you start moving in a direction that really matters and you stand in your truth. What is your truth? What do you believe? What is important to you? Your truth. Stand in your truth. That's what matters here. That's what counts. That's the goal. This looks amazing. You guys have been in this like stationary, static kind of energy for a while, and it's like you got started and then there was a pause, and you got started and there was a pause, and overall it's been a lot of pausing. And I can feel from some of the comments that there's this energy of, oh, is this ever going to happen? And I say yes, it is happening now. If you're willing to take the risk, if you're willing to head out in that direction, there's movement, but proceed softly. She's sitting there and she's watching and she's waiting for the opportunity. She's proceeding softly. She's not just resting, right? Oh my gosh, I didn't even know this card was in here. You have Archangel Gabriel. Messenger of creativity and hope. Listen to your intuition. Ask Archangel Gabriel. Okay, again, he rules air and communication. Ask Archangel Gabriel to guide you through this process, to help you to know when to make the moves, to be giving you the information and to give you the words that you need. If you have to write a proposal, if you're proposing, if you're filling out an application, there's something with written words feels really important, or spoken words. If you're trying to get a grant, if you're trying to apply for a loan for a startup company, it feels like there is going to be communication is going to be super, super important in this process. And so asking Archangel Gabriel to help you find the right words, to help you move in the right direction. And remember, you're speaking your truth. Again, Archangel Gabriel, he would never want you to mislead, but move slowly. But move. It's a risk. I can see that. That's why you've been sitting there waiting for the right opportunity. But you can start doing the research. Archangel Gabriel is also about studying and research and learning. And so do you need to take a class? Do you need to take a course? What do you need to do to get the information that you need to start creating? Action is required, just not running full tilt. So start making a movement in the direction that you want to go. Conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. We have a full moon happening in Cancer on the 11th of January, which is followed the next day by the perfection of that conjunction that is currently already happening, but they come into exact alignment, Saturn and Pluto, which is about death and transformation, rebirth and birth and rebirth. And Saturn likes, the order and the structure, but it starts to move away. So it creates space. After the transformation energy of Pluto, it starts creating space in which to build a solid foundation, laying the groundwork for what it is that you're trying to create. Conclusions are within reach. Is this a conclusion like I'm reaching a conclusion after doing all this research? Possibly. Is it the end of a long cycle of things like feeling static? I would say definitely. You're going to be asked to take some kind of a risk. But I don't think, so in other words, say there's a second, you have this dream of this particular business that you want to build. Proceeding softly means you don't quit your job that you currently have. You start working on the next thing, though. You start putting stuff on paper. You start creating the website. You start, doing the research for, finding the vendors, whatever it is that you need to do in order to create this new business, but you don't give up your other one because you're supposed to proceed softly, right? It's not run full tilt. Okay, this is... Okay, so we have healing and balance. The beach energy really wanted to come out. And so the when you're feeling stressed out, a cool mist humidifier will do the same thing. The healing energy of the beach is created by the negative ions from the mist that come up in the air. They're super saturated with oxygen, which helps your brain to think clearer. So also, if you're feeling a little stuck, you don't know where the clarity is coming from, if you're trying to... So a cool mist humidifier while you sleep or near you while you're working will help do that. But of course, getting to the beach and keeping life in balance is very important. All work and no play is not good, right? And Libra, you're all about creating balance, but here you are, trust in your intuition. Very important that you trust in your intuition. You're emotionally protected. And again, here we are in this heart space. There is emotional protection and there is emotional protection. I feel like I'm missing something because I doubled down on that. It feels really important and somehow I'm missing the message. And so we're going to slide into the book here and just see what it says. Gardenia is a very protective flower toward our emotional being. It strengthens the aura so that we are less impacted emotionally by people and events around us. Okay, so we have healing here, and this also is about healing. All right, so while you're putting your idea out there, you face the opportunity. Okay, so it almost feels like, okay, so say this is a business, because this is what it feels like. It feels like business to me, all right? It really does, even though it's in the home sector. I don't... Okay, so say you're trying to create this business. And you have this idea, or you wrote a book, because we have Archangel Gabriel here. It could be something written, right? Okay, so this proposal, this book, this whatever it is, this creative whatever, and you put it out there, and you sent it to, say it's a book, to 7 different publishers, and you get 7 different rejection letters. You need to protect yourself emotionally and understand not everybody is going to see your vision. Not everybody is going to open the door and say, well, come on in. And don't let that stop you, because the right connection is out there for your business, your idea, your plan, your maybe whatever it is you're trying to do here. It's a creative project from the heart that you've been working on. It's something that means a lot to you because we have trust in your efforts. So you've been working hard. Keep doing it. Keep going. Just move softly. And we have growth and abundance and believe in your dreams. The right person, the right opportunity is going to present itself. But I think there's a lot of no's to get to the yes. And so one of the things that we learned when we were in sales was people say no. But if you don't ask, you're never going to get to the yes. And so it's kind of like this, oh, no? Okay, who's next? Okay, who's next? So a no is just an opportunity to get to the yes. I know that sounds really funny, but it's true. It's not personal. They're not rejecting you as a person. They're thinking, I don't see the vision of this, or I don't see how this is a fit with what I have, or whatever their reason is. That's not the fit. It's not the right person. It's not the right opportunity. It's not the right company. It's not the right whatever. It's not the right timing. It's not the right something. And so that no is protection from getting into the wrong situation. If you can look at it as you are being guided and protected and led, and along the way, some of them will give you reasons why it's being rejected, right? I didn't feel like this part of the idea was more fully developed. I didn't think this was more fully developed. I didn't really understand this. Listen in a very objective way, not personal. Don't take it personally. They are giving you insight and information that is allowing you to design this in a way that you will get to the person that says yes, and you will find the right fit. At the same time, I want to say don't lose sight of your own vision, okay? Don't let it get so convoluted by everybody else's opinions that it doesn't become that thing that you started. Don't let that happen. Whatever it is that you're doing, it is coming from your heart, it is your vision, it is your idea, it is your baby, right? It is your seedling that you're growing and nurturing and caring for, and that's awesome. Don't allow... So listen to the advice, and some of it is just going to be like a wording thing. But don't let them conceptually change what you believe in. Because remember, believe in your dreams. Don't let them steal your dream and twist it around to create something that they want. But listen to some of the technical advice. It might be really helpful, okay? And listen to it objectively and a separation from your heart space. And listen with your head and your intuition. That rings true, that doesn't ring true. Think of it as research. Allow Archangel Gabriel to help you to sift through what is useful and what is not useful information coming to you. And it says, you have Chrysocolla, my body and mind are in balance. I am healthy. Maintaining your balance through this process, making sure you're getting enough sleep, you're getting enough rest, you're not working 24/7, that you're eating as best as you can, and you're not giving up on your dreams. And yeah, you might end up working your job and working your dream project at the same time because you can't just jump right in. So your health becomes really important. But protect your heart. Don't allow... Okay, hold on. I got to go back to that in a second. Don't allow someone to steal your dream from you and contort it into something. And when I said protect your heart, I just saw a heart. And so, if you are a Libra who has heart issues, make sure that you are definitely staying in balance with your diet, your exercise, taking care of yourself. Because when we have heart protection around the heart chakra here, and we have my body and mind are in balance and I am healthy together, I think this means also physically taking care of yourself with this eclipse energy going out 6 to 18 months. So creating a situation where you are taking care of yourself very physically and protecting your heart. So go see your doctor if you have any questions or you're wondering, or there's that thing, and this generally happens more with males than females, that they are like, oh, I don't want to see the doctor, or I'll just tough through or whatever, but females also, your heart attacks have different symptoms than male heart attacks. It's not the clutching thing. It's I think it's an upset stomach or something, and check the symptoms. It is different symptoms. So be familiar with what those symptoms are. That feels important with what I'm seeing here, which is so weird because it came out of nowhere. And my ears are ringing. So this message isn't for everybody, but there's somebody who's listening. This message is for you. So if you're thinking, is this message for me? The answer is yes. Find out what the symptoms are. Change your lifestyle so that you can health and healing and balance, right? So health is important here in the process of all this. Okay? Anything else? Okay, we're good. All right, so happy decade. Happy New Year. I will see you soon, and we will continue to journey and grow together. I'm really excited about all this. So be sure to hit that thumbs up, and I will talk to you soon. You take care. And I mean that. Go see the doctor if you need to.